Hello, I'm Maria and welcome to my channel. So my original plan for this week's video was to work on that giant creepy fish painting I started in my previous video, but I just really don't have the time this week for a full painting session. But the mail showed up and I got something I've been looking to try for a few weeks now, ever since I started to see this trend. So you have probably already seen, be it on YouTube or TikTok, the reverse coloring book. I believe it was this one, this Kendra Norton one, that kind of started the trend. She's made two others, so three altogether. The first two are apparently sold right out on Amazon. I couldn't get them unless I was willing to wait months, but I managed to get her third, Mindful Journeys. And I'm quite excited to try this out. I did already flip through it a little bit, and it does seem to be a little more pattern-based than these abstract blobs that I saw more of in the first, but then again, not everyone's actually showed the full book. I mean, maybe there is, and I just haven't looked through the full enough YouTube videos to find it, but this one has a lot more like mandalas and some more pre-done patterns, and at first I was a little disappointed, but I think I got some pretty good ideas with these actually. So let's go over to the desk, flip through this, and pick a few to fill in. So I've gathered up some drawing stuff. I got some different size black Poscas, some various microns, and a variety of thicker Poscas. I'm not sure if I'll use them, but you know, nice to have on hand. So let's decide on our first page here. So just like her other, she gives a really nice, actually this is even more intricate than what I've seen in the previous versions of ways to fill in her books, you know, just ideas. I don't want to give too much more of the book away, but then you just saw me flip through, you can tell there's lots of mandalas, some vague stuff. This is more reminiscent of like what I've seen in the first two, but this is one of the few flowers I really wish it had more of those bouquets like the other one did, and I think this is going to be my first page because I absolutely love just the looseness of these floral pieces, and I think it'd be a nice warm-up. So let's dive right in. So I started with the large pink flowers. They just gave me this really rose feeling, and just went in there, tried to pick out the petals the best I could from the muddled shapes. This was very relaxing, and I just decided to keep the same kind of pattern for each type of flower. These pink ones, again, like this rose carnation thing. When I got through, I found they didn't pop quite enough, so I go back in with a darker, thicker Posca pen just to give them a little more contrast. Went on these green fluffy leaves, and I'm not a fan of these super thick ones, but I think they blend in anyway when everything else gets filled in. This was another point where I was wondering if I should look up a reference, because I was thinking about the little blue flowers as I was doing these leaves, and they made me think of some kind of little bluebell or buttercup, and I couldn't just really draw this offhand, but I went for it anyway, and I like the look. They don't really look like any real flower, but I think they're quite cool. So I was having a great time with this at this point. I thought it was really coming together. The yellow flowers were just a nice little textural contrast with the little stipple effect. I found it's best just to stay loose, don't worry about realism, and just have a great time with this. It's so much fun. And here's the final page. I love how it turned out. I think it looks really great. The flowers are so loose, and I had a great time. It just makes me want to do another. For my next page, I thought I'd do the very first page of this coloring book, the mandala. This was probably my fastest page, only taking me a little over 20 minutes, but I also found it the most zen. You could just find the shapes so easily and get into drawing these repeated patterns over and over. I really found this to be the most fun, and although mandalas were originally a bit of a disappointment to me when I saw so many in the book, I'm now actually excited because I think this might have been one of the most enjoyable pages just to relax and do out of the three I did today. And here's the finished piece. It's nothing too special, but I had a really great time doing it, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of the mandalas soon. For my last one, I thought I'd do something a little different and draw some of my own shapes to add a little more to these pictures. So I busted out my Posca pens and found some colors that matched these little ivy or leaf towers that were going on here, and drew in these little serpentine dragon blobs, whatever you want to call them. They were kind of just meant to be these little fantasy critters. Once I was finished with my little animals, I lined the whole thing with a Posca pen like I've been doing with all the other pages up until this point. Now, I don't know if it's my Posca pens are old or this paper just really absorbs or clogs the pens, but one of mine ran out while doing this and another one was getting really rough to work with. But again, it could just be my pens. I shouldn't accuse the book. I'm just letting you know if you like to work with Poscas. I finished this page up by adding a slightly different texture to each different color of leaf, so they stood out a little bit from each other, like they could be different plants even if they were from the same family. And here's the finished piece. It's simple, but I think my little creatures turned out adorable and just give it a little more personality than the original leaf page had. So that was the reverse coloring book Mindful Journeys, or at least the few pages I picked out to try out from it. Please let me know which pages you enjoyed, what you thought of them, maybe what you would have done, because clearly not. We all see different things, and that's part of the joy of these things. But I'd highly recommend this. I understand completely why it's caught on and sold out, and it's a great little warm-up before you're gonna draw, or just a really fun activity just to do itself if you're looking for something different. Thank you very much for sticking with me to the end. Please like, share, comment, whatever. I am completely new to this, so every little bit, like any little bit, helps. Thanks again, and until next week, take care. Bye.